Let's talk about that recent incident. Think that happened earlier this month with this very disgruntled worker named Matthew Rodney, who was fired from a hotel called the S Hotel. Yeah, I didn't even know there was such a place called that in Jamaica, but so it appears to me. And I recently saw his video this weekend where he posted where he got fired, where he's talking about how his manager fired him after he was accused of fraternizing too closely with the guests, and he went on to accuse the manager, who, if I understand, is like this white foreigner, of being racist. Now, that in itself, you might be thinking, okay, this is just a very disgruntled employee who was his pound of flesh after being terminated. But what kind of made it didn't really help his case. Fortunately, is the fact that he put those same workers in the those guests in the video, and he said, "Hey, did I do anything inappropriate with you too?" And he said, "No." And you see the manager, whose face is not shown, and let's be honest, they're not going to name this guy in the news for various reasons. And basically, he's saying that okay, that this particular manager has a very disrespectful, nasty habit of really treating his employees like subhumans. Whether it's based on race, I do not know. Would I be surprised if it's based on race? No, I would not. And as a result of this happening, he's basically trying to put this hotel on blast, and basically saying that he's not the first person that he's disrespected like that. And many people online are basically siding with this guy. Well, due to the fact that the guests that who he claimed he was fraternizing too closely with are basically backed him. I mean, it would have been one thing if the guest basically said, "No, you're in the wrong. You deserve to lose your job." Yeah, then I'd say, yeah, you're pretty much screwed, Mr. Rodney. But the fact again is the fact that he's that the people that the manager claimed he was being having being inappropriate with. Yeah, they're in his corner. Now, I say this to say that, yeah, does if this Matthew Rodney, if his claims are true, as looking at they are, I'm not surprised, because I know people are thinking and living this bubble where they think that racism, anti-black racism in Jamaica, that has gone the way of the Maroons, or has basically gone the way of the slave plantations. Anybody who thinks that, you've got to be the dumb as a bag of marbles. That system of anti-black racism is still very much there. I mean, bear in mind, most damn non-black people calling black Jamaicans niggers, or like there are not any hate groups like the Klan, which I obviously would not work in Jamaica. But yeah, there's still a lot of those who have that very colonial attitude, where they see black Jamaicans as just basically there for manual labor, that we're not meant to be people that we're supposed to respect, regard, or see as equals. And yeah, if this guy's claims are true, I would not be surprised. But how do I think this is going to go now? Do I think that okay, this guy putting sunlight is going to have that manager fired? Not likely, because as you said, the hotel, I think Chris Issa, I think who said, the Issa family owns that hotel. I'm not sure. They basically put the PR spin, and when you read it online, is just basically saying, hey, the employee was wrong, he was doing this and that, he got what he deserved, let's move on from this. And you can tell that the PR agent wrote this, because a lot of they don't take the fact that those same those guests that he's accused of fraternizing with, that those guests tell a very different story. But again, when you're trying to do damage control, it's not really about the actual truth. It's just about spinning things. So people aren't really looking at you sideways. That's what my take when I read that was. Because they could have said, okay, we acknowledge that the guests don't feel that way, but hey, there's some other instance where he did this and that, and yeah, we had to get fired. And what's really sad is that the guy said that the manager didn't really just pull him to the side and say, look, you can't do this, as a result, we're going to have to fire you right now. Which I think most people are saying, like, the fact that you went up to him out and open and told him they gave the property, just basically shushed him, or like just told him to vacate, abscond himself, like he was this household pet that should remain outside. Not a good look. I'll say that pretty much that. But Again, I'm hopefully something comes out of it. And I hope, do I think that okay anything's gonna happen to the manager? No. Cause like let's just be honest, like with the fact that Issa's and all of them are calling for them, that manager, and the manager's not been named by the way, cause it's not like in the North America we have a suspected white supremacist who says and does stuff, and then the new then grassroots basically gets information and puts his name on Front Street. Yeah, we don't really have that grassroots type level in Jamaica, unfortunately. I can also bet that this manager, much like the other people in his circles, are connected through Jamaica. Because I'm sure that that manager travels in the same circles as certain politicians, certain business people, and certain others who are in high society in Jamaica. And it's going to be in their best interest that they're not really going to pursue this matter. That they're just going to make Rodney look like he's just this crazy, disgruntled employee with an axe to grind. And then, just like a lot of other stuff in Jamaica, is just going to be swept under the rug. I want to be wrong in this, but I really wouldn't be surprised at this by middle of this week that no one's going to be talking about this, because this is the system of accountability. Well, there's the system of unaccountability. That is high on the scale right there. Not holding certain people accountable for their bad actions is pretty much a culture, a cottage industry within Jamaica. If you think I'm making that up, look at our very lengthy track record. So all I can pretty much say at this point is that I hope justice is get this done. Do I expect that this justice is gonna be done? Yeah, that's another story. I want to be wrong. Bear in mind, but like I said, they're doing their damage control now, and they're just gonna say, you know what? We're just gonna just pretend that this never happened, because if we put this manager's name and face on Front Street, there's going to be lean to some other things happening where a lot of other people are going to be looking at that manager. Because let's just be also honest, a lot of these non-black foreigners who are put in these positions, and let's just be honest, that is Jamaica's own fault. Like we think that these non-black foreigners are next to God, like they basically are the sun rises and sets on them, that they're the be all end all. When they come, that they have the Midas touch, that everything they put their hands on turns to gold, like benefits us. And too many Jamaicans, unfortunately, are stuck and stupid if you generally believe that. I am sorry to say that, but yeah, many of us are living that delusion if you generally believe that. And the track record of many of these non-black foreigners, Europeans, Asians, Middle Easterns, or many of them who think that black Jamaicans or black people in general are just are basically primates that can walk upright. The stories that I've heard, the stories I've been reported, and nothing is done in those cases, is too numerous to go and ignore. But I hope that this does change that trend, even if nothing happens in this case predictably. But yeah, we need to understand that that colonial system, which I've always said is still there, is still very much functioning. Too many Jamaicans need to get their heads out to their asses and realize, stop being denial about that. But that's where I leave the story. So this is for State of Jamaica in the Caribbean. Check out my other YouTube pages, Miles Goose and Farron, Miles Productions, Real Thoughts and Miles. Alright.